This reading is for Lex. Lex, thank you for allowing me to do your reading tonight. All right, so we'll jump into it. Right now, it does seem like you are in this period of needing to take an emotional rest from things before you take some steps in your life. You've definitely been going through some tough times lately, mostly in your own mind than anything else. So this downtime is really going to help you to gain some of that perspective back that you've lost about stuff. You definitely need some time to rebuild some of that mental strength again before you move forward with anything and make any decisions. As far as obstacles going on, it does seem like you have this part of you that's really trying to help you get to that happy place in life that you want to be, for some things to kind of financially and emotionally start to work in your favor. The depression you've been going through to finally lift and give you some respite. You want to be ready, to kind of walk a path further in life than where you've been at, I guess, to adult to some extent, where you've kind of had this childlike experience in some ways for most of the time. Just that ability to move towards something greater. But it does seem like you're still wanting to avoid the pressure of being forced into anything or being trapped into anything uncomfortable or really regimented, structured. You have a very free spirit. So consciously, you don't want too much responsibility, and you're aware of that. You're very aware of the amount of stress you can and can't handle. And that's a good thing, because that keeps you from getting into situations that are just going to be unhealthy for you. It does feel like you take a few steps forward, you easily get tired, drained from situations, and as a result, you step backwards. So you really end up getting nowhere, and then you get depressed because you've gotten nowhere, and the cycle starts again. So you are consciously aware of that being your pattern. But subconsciously, what you might not be aware of is that you have two battles going on inside you at all times. This is what's really causing you to be at the standstill that you're at. You have this deep stress. Things easily bring you to a point of feeling deep stress, and then you feel frozen and depressed, and that's where the depression stems from. Especially, again, when it comes to having to take on more responsibility than you're ready for. You get easily overwhelmed with things and overstimulated. There's this feeling that when you're in situations, they overstimulate you, and so you draw back from that energy after a while because it's too much for you. So yeah, when that happens, that does tend to make our ability to decide where to go forward a little bit unclear. And you also have the second side of you, and this is that second side of this battle that's internally going on, that is longing for more in life and wanting to take other steps and hit milestones that other people are reaching. So it's this constant friction going on inside your soul and inside your mind. In your recent past, it does feel like you went through a period of just real fear about your life situation and what you wanted for your future. There were some painful memories that definitely came up and caused you some added emotional distress. And rather than dealing with some of that, it does feel like you kind of push them back down into your subconscious. And when we do that, then they did as they do, and they bubbled back up, causing you even more anxiety. So it was just like this perfect storm of mess for you. Coming up for your near future, you are going to have some changes coming about. Part of this is going to be on the internal side, where you're going to begin to process and start to clear away some things that you have been holding back. But on the other side of this, it does feel like something unexpected may happen, that it could be just sudden, dramatic. It's just going to be this sudden change. And because of this upheaval, and it might be an unwanted upheaval that happens, this massive change is going to set you up for a series of new opportunities to fall into place. So when this thing happens and you're like, oh man, I didn't see that coming, just know that that's the beginning of some other things that you may actually want to have happen begin to start for you. So try to keep that positive thought in mind when you're going through this. You also may opt to do something and make a decision about something that you're like, I'm just going to do it because it's quick and it's easy and it's going to help me reach my goal that I want really, really quick. That, that's going to give you an outcome that you might not have intended or necessarily want. So keep that in mind when you decide to take the easy route with whatever that is. Advice for you. Okay, so the advice that comes in for you is that you definitely need to continue to recharge your energies. Also, when dealing with others, definitely pick your battles and try to avoid conflict whenever you can, because that is something that is draining you at this point. And you need to really take some time, like I said, to regain your strength mentally in order to move forward and to be able to make decisions to move forward in the way that you're hoping to go with things. You have a massive fear of things like betrayal and tragedy. Not surprised to see this card because of your reading in the past. This didn't come as a shock to me when I pulled it as far as your fear comes. I do feel like you have certain walls up because you don't want to have repeats of the tragedy that has happened in your life. And you know that bad things can happen very quickly and unexpectedly, and you're scared. And that's perfectly normal considering what happened. So I'm not surprised to see this card come up for you. But this also gives you this anxiety when you're around new people and in unfamiliar surroundings. You're excited with the idea of meeting new people and traveling and going to new places, but it does scare you to an extent, and you're much more comfortable in the safety and the routine of what you know. So yeah, that fear has been a lot of pressure for you, and it can leave you feeling quite helpless. And some of that healing work that needs to be done lies in this card. As far as the people in your life, there has been disappointments with people. They haven't met the expectations of what you need emotionally, and they definitely leave you feeling emotionally drained. And again, that overstimulation that we talked about, that happens a lot with you with people, especially certain people. Now, there is somebody significant that I want to take mention of in your life who is kind of taking their pain out on you. This person has a lot of skeletons in their own closet, And it doesn't give them a right to treat you the way that they have. But I'm telling you this because I don't want you to personalize and accept blame for their reaction, to question yourself, what did I do? What did I say when they act this way? No, this has nothing to do with you or about you. This has to do with them. They feel really sorry for themselves inside. And they feel like nobody understands them or appreciates them. And this gives them no right to take their pain out on other people. So I don't feel like you're going to cut ties with this person. So I really want you to understand, when dealing with them, try not to internally beat yourself up and wondering what you're doing wrong, because you're not doing anything wrong. The issue is theirs and theirs alone. So as long as you're going to stay in this friendship or family dynamic or relationship or whatever this may be, just try to do it with healthy boundaries and try not to take on responsibility for what's ailing them. Future. And I know you wanted to focus a little bit on career for yourself. So I pulled in the energy for your future card in regards to that. And what came in is that you should begin to use your creativity and that childlike imagination inside you to start to think about career ideas. Those little glimpses of things that you get there, like, oh, I love that. I love doing that. I know it's just this, but I love that. That is what you're going to build on. That allows you to express yourself artistically, which is extremely important in your journey, especially in your healing journey. It also is going to put good use to natural born talents that you have, and that's going to give you that feeling of control over the situation. You're not going to feel bossed, or you're not going to feel restricted, because you're going to have that creative freedom with your work. This is going to be something that will generate income for you. So those daydreams that you've been having, you're going to manifest off of those. You're going to manifest a career and money coming in based on your natural born gifts and your daydreams. And that's going to give you that whole free spirit, freelance, not restricted type of career that you need, and the money that you need, because you definitely need to have a source of income. But you also need to feel safe, and you need to have some focus and direction, and that's going to give you all of that. So whatever this is, just build upon it, do it, invest in yourself. Definitely take some time to invest in yourself and your self-care, as well as this creative business venture you're going to take, because it's going to work, but you have to put effort into it, and it being your own baby and your own project that someone else is not going to be helping and pushing you through. It's going to be all your own, as long as you can take the time to invest in it and around your own schedule, but a few hours a day to start to build on that. And not because I feel like the word dedicate is really going to intimidate you, but to create and to take time to I want you to take a few hours every day to focus on it. But I know that doing it all in a few-hour clip is going to be extremely overwhelming. So take your nap, have your lunch, do for an hour. Do a few hours of social media, take a bath, work at it for an hour. I feel like that's the type of schedule that you need in order for you to be able to finish and complete anything right now. And so that's okay. That's perfectly okay to do it that way. All right, Lex. I love you lots, and I will talk to you soon. Keep me updated.